Here's another song for you. We'll just call this a song. We'll interpret this as a song. Artwork, poetry, verbal communication, cyberlink, UCAM. We'll think outside the box. Just had a little meeting with my home association. Talking about Kansas and the construction of our townhouses and some issues that maybe need to be addressed in court. Kansas, the lawyer said, is pro-business. So they're on the side, in general, of the contractors and the business people conducting business. That's their general attitude. Well, I've worked in business since I was a kid before high school diploma. And I am pro-intelligence and education. That's what I'm pro, and it's because of my business experience. And these guys were lawyers talking, and I was thinking about my dad. He said, he's the one who told me to study engineering. If he was my dad, he also said he wasn't my natural dad. And, my natural dad was murdered by doctors, and they stole his identity, all this. I've heard this shit since I was 18, 21. It has made me crazy. Well, I remember one story now, talking about this contractor issue, pro-business, pro-contractor, court, law. Him saying that some contractor that built houses, we worked at Merrill Lynch or whatever, like they have one contractor in their little club of Merrill Lynch in Overland Park. That's their little clubhouse, and they got one contractor allowed or whatever. And some engineer was giving him shit, and he didn't need his shit, so he killed him. And the engineer's daughter performs oral sex on this contractor, whatever. Well, as a person with a mechanical engineering degree, I earned the degree 1. Because I was smart in math and science. I'm pro-intelligence, education, because I wasn't getting $1 billion a year of business license with my high school diploma before that. And everything else was too easy, so I had to be challenged. I had to think. Now, I can see now the circumstance where a contractor who was violating all the codes and everything to put up buildings, townhouses, houses, whatever, apartments, to make money business-wise, and ignored all the codes and rules of engineering and science and established codes, and if engineer was doing their job as a professional, as the rules and books state, and just, speaking the truth, as I've done and been killed and massacred, and his contractor didn't like it because he was violating rules and codes, but he didn't care because he was trying to make money, maximize his revenue, his profits or whatever. And so, it's all right to kill the engineer who's just doing his jobs according to rules and books, and nobody cares. And this guy's daughter, had to suck this guy's contractors, whatever. He got rich, who probably couldn't pass first semester of engineering, but had a license to do whatever he did, and got away with murder, I guess. That's just a rumor. That's a story this guy who claimed to be my dad said. Now, whether it's true or not, I couldn't tell you because I really don't know for sure because I wasn't witness all this, but that's the kind of shit I listened to. This from my dad, who was listed as a top lawyer in America, Stinson Morrison Law Firm, a Harvard Law degree, Wharton Econ degree, not a billionaire, living in an ordinary house in Overland Park, not special, not a mansion. That's the kind of shit I listened to, and that's why I really, I wasn't the kind of shit I listened to when I was getting told to get an engineering degree, it doesn't make any sense. It's just a complete contradiction of logic, common sense, and the way the person was, when I was in high school at least, I don't know. And the rumors of identity theft and murder, my nose, my nostrils are not even, and there's something about an old picture with my black and white of a guy who looked like the guy who was my dad, with uneven nostrils, and the guy who claimed to be my dad for the last 30 years since I've been out of college, all the shit he's done and said. Nobody cares. Kill the top dog, kill the best guy, massacre him, ignore him. Nobody cares. Nobody wants that. Everybody hates him. I've experienced that shit. Now maybe I'm not, I'm pretty damn whatever. Owner's owner, law's law. I heard that. Then I hear, well, don't matter. You're not a lawyer. You're not supposed to follow the law. Law don't matter. Judge don't want to mess with you. Not a lawyer, not supposed to follow the law. Don't go to law school, you won't get a license. People that give out licenses are lawyers. Don't argue with them. They're lawyers, not a lawyer. That's kind of nonsense this goddamn idiot said to me for 30 years. You know, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I mean, he died last fall. Owner's owner. Common stock owners own the company. A+ documented. Johnson County Community College at 1980. Common stock owners own the company. It's given. Doesn't mean shit. Precedents have made ownership of publicly owned companies meaningless. And the license process to get a hedge fund, real estate brokerage, all this stuff, you know. Well, I mean, the license rules are written, but it's pure arbitrary crap the way they're enforced or ignored. That's why, you know, my degrees, I think, take precedence, priority over these licenses, where the licenses are handed out or not handed out by inferior educated people to myself, and I can't tolerate that at all. You know, when people who are inferior to me judge me, well, it's all for competition. It's all for competition, so they got to massacre me any way they can. Use their established powers in the state of Kansas, Missouri to massacre me. Well, maybe that is the way it is in reality, and maybe, I don't know, maybe that's why I don't know what it's like everywhere else, and that's why I have to get 100. You know, that's why Merrill Lynch needs to pay me about $10 billion. Smith Barney needs to pay me $10 billion. Who the hell are those punks? Who the hell are they anyway? Get a DNA test. They all have fake identities, lookalikes. You know, some name on a book or something says that's a manager. 3 or 4 different people claim to be that same name, a person, not the same person. Same thing with judges in the courthouse. No credibility anywhere. Payne Weber, Merrill Lynch, Smith Barney, y'all just hand me about $10 billion a piece. I'm supposed to be living lifestyles of the rich. Luxury, it's given. We'll go back to Iowa Basic Skill when the board of directors wasn't making me the chairman with the contract at age 7 or 8 years old, the Iowa Basic Skills. You think that's ridiculous? Well, what's more ridiculous is people telling me my degrees don't matter and not giving me a business license. Throwing me in jail, say it don't matter, I own the place. So my grade point wasn't straight A's, and that's why my motivation to get straight A's, studying a bunch of shit that's precedent to be shit. I established I'm better by the standardized Iowa Basic Skill ACT GMAT ranking at Purdue. Number 4 public, number 3. Of course, you know, there was people with higher GMATs than me at Purdue, some of them. You know, I mean, everything's relative, and people lie about it and commit fraud too, so $10 billion from each of them. Maximum lockdown. 1 share owns the place. 1 share does technically own the place. I've seen people get enforcement for 1 share. I've seen people get enforcement for fictitious shares. So really, ownership don't mean shit, does it? Just because you own it don't mean you get a paycheck. We all own it. You're no different than anybody else. Doesn't matter, you own it. We don't let just anybody do it. You're no different than anybody else. Your degrees in education, IQ don't matter. Genius don't. Said to me in Kansas Security's office. Said to me everywhere. You know, so I've heard that. You know, whatever. Hand me $100 billion, faggots. Maximum lockdown. Rest of your lives. Faggot.